I'm Dan Phillips and I am the director of Something Something Lazarus. It's a very challenging piece to direct. The dialogue has a lyrical quality and treads kind of between the naturalistic and the lyrical, and that's quite a difficult thing to achieve. So working with actors to try and make that feel natural while treading in the other worldly sort of dimension of musical theatre is really difficult. I think that's exciting. So what makes this show different to a lot of other musicals is there's a knowingness with the actors. Music is used very specifically to manipulate people, to try and put a point across, rather than slipping into an almost fantastical I am now singing my emotions kind of feel, which actually makes the music and the lyrics more powerful because the actors are much more in control of what they're doing and why they're doing it. That said, in Act 2 we get to play with then the fun of a song, which is totally in a fantasy world where you can just sing clear emotions and it still works as a character arc. I don't think there's a typical musical anymore. I think it's kind of come a long way where musicals are different and can be different. I think anything from Sondheim back to Rodgers and Hammerstein, they have very different ways of dealing with music, song, dance. This one specifically has a lot for musical lovers, so it's got a lot of layered references and jokes as well that are for people who are incredibly passionate about musical theatre. However, the way it's structured and the way it plays out also works like a play in a lot of ways that uses music and it follows both theatrical techniques, and actually there's kind of a pattern and a dialogue which could also link to certain types of cinema and TV, so I think it kind of treads a lot of boards really, and it can bring in a lot of different types of audiences. Is there such thing as just a comedy and just a tragedy? I think it's the best kind of tragedy, which has a lot of comedy in it, and it works in the humour of human nature, even when things are at its most dark. And there is sort of much lighter comedy in there, there's very intellectual comedy in there, and there's very kind of almost a slapstick comedy in there. There's a bit of everything, I think, for everyone to find funny. I think in a way we can draw the audience in with the humour and recognisable characters and almost a recognisable world for a lot of them. What I'd like to do is then take them through a world which some of them will know, some of them will feel very different. But what's important is it is a universal story of love and of loss, and that kind of hits everyone. And it's not necessarily about wanting the audience to feel, to remember things they've lost, to remember tragedy, but it's to think about how we as a human race deal with love, deal with loss, and how important people are around us and how important music is to us. And not just music. Music is a metaphor for faith, essentially. It could be a religious faith, it could be a passion of another sort, such as musical theatre or poetry or literature, but it's about how that faith of yours can help you through even the darkest of times. So, 3 words to describe this show. I'm going to cheat a little with a hyphen and say tragicomic, because it does do the both. I think it is fresh and it is exciting, which not a lot of musicals I think are or are trying to be these days. So fresh and exciting and tragicomic.